The 5D Earth timeline shift is happening now. Hello, Light Warriors. It's good to see everyone. We're seeing a lot of shifts. We're seeing a lot of energy in the Schumann Resonance. And we had a lot going on, a lot of expansion of human consciousness in the last 2 days. And we have 2 full days of activity shown in the Schumann Resonance. So it's good to see everyone. I have a lot in store for tonight. And this will be one of our most important messages that we've ever put out. And it's good to share it with all of you. I'm glad everyone is here. And we have a lot to discuss tonight. We're going to be discussing a little bit about the Schumann Resonance and human consciousness and weird holograms, weird rituals, and questions, and the unveiling of not today. Not today. And we're going to break it all down. We're going to see what this all means. But what it all points to is the expansion of human consciousness. Yeah, some of you seen the weird holograms. But a lot was unveiled at Super Bowl 55. How many of you saw Super Bowl 55? It was very interesting, right? The game was great, and all the other things that surrounded the game were very interesting as well. And when I sit back and I analyze, I see some of the 3D and I see some of the 5D. And that's why we're going through the 5D Earth timeline shift happening now. And it was very evident during the last few days. I know a lot of you seen that. Yeah, there was a lot to see. So we're all going to take a dive into all of this. Just giving another minute for a few more of our brothers and sisters to join. I know some of you like to watch on the replay, but it's a lot nicer when we're all together, right? We feed off each other's energy, positive feedback loop. So when we look at everything that was put in front of us, right? Everything is placed in front of our face. And because free will is the law of the universe, it's up to us to see where we're shifting to. And, you know, sometimes it's good stuff and sometimes it's not. But attention is the currency of the universe. And where you pay attention, that's where the energy is going to go. So, you know, a lot of what, you know, I like to dig deep. So a lot of the good things might not be front and center. And that's why I'm here to present it to all of you. And, you know, a lot of the nonsense, it's right in front of your face. So sometimes we need to ignore the lower vibrations, and we have to kind of pick out the higher vibrations to put us on the 5D Earth timeline. So let's sit back and digest all of these things that we had in the last few days as evidence that we're shifting to the 5D Earth. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. The Schumann Resonance has shown us 2 days of activity. Now, some of you might be familiar with the Schumann Resonance, and some of you might not. But the Schumann Resonance is connected to human consciousness. We all live within the cavity that is created from the surface of the earth to the ionosphere. So within that cavity, there is energy, and this energy is connected to human consciousness. So when we see the Schumann resonance spike, or we see a lot of activity in the Schumann resonance, it is evidence that human consciousness is expanding. So what did we see at Super Bowl 55? We all loved Super Bowl 55, right? Buccaneers won, right? But besides the wonderful game, there were a lot of other things that help us expand our consciousness to see what is going on. And the Super Bowl opened up with a hologram of Vince Lombardi. Some of you might be familiar with Vince Lombardi. He's no longer alive, but he was a famous football coach, and he gave great speeches, great motivational speeches. They opened the Super Bowl with a presentation of a hologram, and the hologram was of Vince Lombardi, and this was shown to the people. So we got a lot of people to ask the question, we have holograms now? People were confused, right? Some people aren't aware. And they said, how is Vince Lombardi on the stage? It looks so real. How many of you saw the hologram of Vince Lombardi? Right? If you didn't see it, look it up. It's very interesting. It's very interesting, Light Warriors. We have holograms now. And we saw that at Super Bowl 55. It was presented to the people that holograms exist, because Vince Lombardi is not alive, but he was a great football coach, and he gave great motivational speeches, and he got the most out of the people. But when we focus on the fact that a hologram was presented in front of millions upon millions of people became conscious that holograms exist. What are these holograms used for? Because a lot of people thought the Vince Lombardi hologram looked very real. You know, we saw a lot of weird ritualistic things going on during halftime. A lot of us saw that. And, you know, as we say, the demons bark the loudest, but the light is very quiet. So we saw a long period of time of all these weird ritualistic things, right? The people, right, that couldn't talk, they had the mask covering their whole face. I don't know what that represents. They call it art. It seemed a little creepy to me. And in the back of the stage, it kind of looked like this Armageddon scene. It's quite interesting to me. So all the people were walking around, but none of these people, you couldn't see who the dancers were. They all looked the same. They all looked like drones, right? Their whole, everything was covered but the eyes. You saw the weird looking masks. And this is put in front of our people, and it's pushed off as art. But, you know, that went on for a while, and a lot of us looked at this and said, huh? Right? But there was some interesting commercials, very inspiring commercials. And two of them, you know, there was a 5-second commercial. I bet you didn't even see it, Light Warrior. It was so fast. There was a 5-second commercial from this company called Reddit. And it flashed on the screen. It was so fast, and there was a whole thing for you to read. But it was only 5 seconds, because that's all the money that they had. They had money for 5 seconds of a commercial. But it had a great message. It talked about being the underdog. It's kind of like us, right? We're the underdogs, but we're going to rise to the top. And that 5-second commercial that they put out, and talking about how the underdog can achieve great things, was very motivational. And we shared that had some of you try to get it. It flashed so fast. But we shared that this 5-second commercial, it got all the people talking. Sometimes they could have these commercials run so long, but people are tired of the nonsense and they kind of tune it off. But 5 seconds, 5 like the fifth dimension, Light Warriors, it got a lot of people talking about this commercial. I also saw another commercial. It was actually pretty cool. If some of you might be familiar with it, Dr. Squatch was kind of cool. Sometimes you see his commercials on YouTube, and he sells like soap and products that don't have these chemicals in it, and it's very interesting when you do the research. It was great to see that commercial because there's a lot of research in that. A lot of these body washes and stuff have these chemicals in it that affect males and their counts. And I don't understand why the chemicals are in the soaps, but it was nice to see that Dr. Squatch had a commercial. Some of you know Dr. Squatch. I got to try some of his soaps or something. So we always want to ask the question. So there was a lot that was put out in front of all of us, but something that wasn't so big and loud, right? The narcissists like to scream the loudest, right? The demons like to growl the loudest. But a lot of people didn't see something that yours truly saw. And I'm here to share it with all of you. And this movement is very inspirational. And I'm very glad that many NFL players and coaches are standing strong for this movement, because this movement is very important for our children. And we had the unveiling of Not Today, nottoday.org. And the meaning is very powerful. Not today, as in not today, serpents, not today. It's kind of catchy. And nottoday.org stands firmly to protect our children. There are hundreds of thousands of children that are missing every year. We're here to ask the question, where are the children? And what happens to the children? We're here to be the voice for the voiceless. And I was very inspired by nottoday.org. And it has two people that were very, people I looked up to, Peyton Manning and Coach Tony Dungy. And they are standing firmly with nottoday.org. So I want to read a little tidbit that nottoday.org shares with the people. Once upon a time, children were cherished and treasured. Let's work to protect the beauty and innocence of children. We have an unspoken epidemic in our country. The abuse of children is a tough topic, so people try to ignore it. But it's important that we raise awareness and say, not today, serpents, not today. And it was very inspirational that people like Peyton Manning, Tony Dungy, and some of you might know other coaches like Frank Reich and Mike Tomlin, Phillip Rivers and Kurt Warner. They all stood strong, and they're backing this movement, nottoday.org. I think we should all share the consciousness of nottoday.org. And, this was not something, it might not be very popular, but we're not here to do the popular thing. We're here to do what's right. So we're going to share Not Today, hashtag Not Today, and that's KNOT, Not Today. For not today, Satan, not today. Because who is going to speak for the voiceless children and ask the question of where are these children? And it's very important that we have these NFL players and coaches that are standing for the children. And it's grateful, we're all grateful for them, because this is a topic that people like to sweep under the rug. And a lot of times people would rather worship false idols than save our children. I know what I'm here to do. Do you? We're here to save our children. And the unveiling of nottoday.org is very important. So when I look at the past 2 days, that was the most important thing that I saw. You know, sometimes we see a lot of things and they come to the surface, right? We see all the weird, the bad stuff that's going on. But we're going through the 5D Earth timeline split. We're shifting right now. So when we stand back and we look at an event like Super Bowl 55, and a lot of us are aware what goes on. We saw the unveiling of nottoday.org and many other inspirational things. We also see some of the weird things. What is that? What is that stuff anyway? A lot of us saw that show and they're like, what is this, right? What is this? We're here to ask the question. We're watching, right? We're watching. Everyone is watching. And when we stand together, we could shift this whole reality to the 5D Earth. So I wanted to take the time to share everything that was unveiled in the last few days. And we're seeing, as evidence in the Schumann Resonance, that human consciousness is expanding. And we're seeing this energy. So it's important to not only, be aware of all the weird stuff, right? We all know the weird stuff that they want to put in front of our people's faces. But we also want to be aware of the people that are doing the right thing and raising awareness to topics that aren't so easy to share and they might not be so popular. I hope I'm doing a good job, and I'm grateful for all of you sharing these topics as well. Katie, thank you very much. It's important to share this, and it's important to be aware that we're shifting right now. The demons are going to growl the loudest on the way out. So it seems very loud, and the light doesn't seem so loud, right? Because it was kind of hidden. I shared a lot of things tonight that maybe a lot of you were not even aware of because it was only a little bit. But we have to remember, Medea must fall because the illusion is created. But it's only an illusion, light warriors. It's only an illusion. Melissa, thank you very much. It's only an illusion. But there are many people that are standing strong. And, I didn't have many people that I, looked up to. I liked sports growing up, and, two people I liked was Peyton Manning and Derek Jeter. I did a video about Jeter once I'll do a few videos on Peyton as well. And, you know, I don't know these people personally, but these were the people. And I remember Coach Tony Dungy, and I remember how they went about their work. And they went about their work and they did it a certain way. So it's good to see these people along with other people. Some of you might be aware of these people: Kurt Warner, Phillip Rivers, Mike Tomlin. And I'm grateful that you all stood strong, because now we have a voice for the children. And it's important that we raise this awareness. And we need to be grateful that we now have nottoday.org. And we'll visit that and we'll share awareness. And we're going to start up the hashtag Not Today, as in KNOT, not as in Not Today, serpents, because our children have had enough. And it's time to stand up for the voiceless people and not worry about false idols any longer. A lot of times, you know, we learn things. We can't paint everyone with a broad stroke. We're seeing that there are people, in this case, athletes and coaches, and I guess they're kind of famous, and they're standing up for what's right. And it's important that we share this. And it's important to be the voice for the voiceless. We didn't come here to turn the other cheek. We came here to deliver us from evil. Some people like to sprinkle a little pixie dust. Oh, everything is love and light. We need to be authentic, and we need to speak the truth, even if it's not easy. Speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. And I'm glad that we now have a group of NFL players and coaches that are standing up for our children. Because how we treat our children is a reflection of our society. And if our society is going to move forward, we need to be authentic. We need to speak the truth. So I know that we see a lot of things that are very loud, especially during the Super Bowl. And, you know, I like football. I watch football. I understand that everything around the event is kind of weird. But we're seeing that there are other things that were shown, that we are shifting to a higher vibrational timeline, the 5D Earth timeline, you know? So I always knew that about the Super Bowl. It was always like weird to me. I always said, if for those that watch football, I always said that the championship games were my favorite games, the AFC championship game and the NFC championship game. Those are the games before the Super Bowl, the last two champions from the AFC and the NFC, for those that don't watch American football. Those were always my favorite games. And then when the football came, the Super Bowl came, I always said, oh, it's all this singing and all this nonsense. Just play the game. And a lot of people feel like me. They don't want all this nonsense. Just play the game, because we love the sport. It's time to get back to the basics. And it's good that there's a lot of people, and that we have, I guess, famous people that are standing up and doing the right thing. So I wanted to also conclude with Ascension symptoms. So there's been a lot going on, and I wanted to share this. So there have been 2 Ascension symptoms that I have been going through. And a lot of times when we're shifting, right, the energy is present. We see the evidence in the Schumann Resonance. I've been sleeping a little bit extra. And I actually remember right before the Super Bowl, I passed out cold in the afternoon. I just had to take a nap, which I usually do. And like when I'm getting up in the morning, I don't feel like getting up when the alarm hits. Oh, like, just want to keep sleeping, right? But we have to smash the alarm and smash the like button too. I appreciate that if you do. And the other thing that I was experiencing is teeth sensitivity. I have experienced this rarely as an ascension symptom, and maybe you have. Hope I'm not glitching. I'm seeing glitching in the chat. But I have been feeling extra sleepy and feeling a little sensitivity in the teeth, and maybe some people were experiencing that as well. So I hope that we can understand we're going through a shift right now. So we want to focus our attention. Your attention is the currency of the universe. I heard that somewhere, someplace. Sparky, thank you very much. I'll keep up the good work. I appreciate that. We want to focus our attention on the positive things and the people that are standing up for our brothers and sisters and our children. So all of this is very important. We want to reflect on the words of Albert Einstein. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those that watch them without doing anything. Not today, serpents. Not today. And so it is. So I hope that shined a light on everything that was shown to us in the last 2 days. And I want us to focus on positive things because they are there. And a lot of times, Medea wants to show all these weird things. I still don't get it. It's like, the heck are they running around with those weird looking things on, right? Just, if you want to do something positive, right? You showed something different. I think that it's a bad. Our children watch, right, that halftime show, and they see all these dancers and say, oh, you see one famous person, but everyone else had their face covered. They couldn't speak or breathe. They all looked the same, and they all just running around or whatever that was. I told you I'd be watching with 144,000. So I know that's the main thing that everyone sees because it's put right in front of you. But there's a lot of good people that are ready to shift our planet. We're ready to shift our everyday lives. So we want to focus on this. And, you also, I'm just going to go through the comments right now. And I see a lot of people are experiencing some of these ascension symptoms, the teeth. I hope it wasn't glitching too much. Bridget, it's supposed to be a family show, Bridget. It is quite disturbing. Quite disturbing. But a lot of the things that we saw that are positive, as I discussed, it's only, they only get a little bit. But think about how many people made a call to action with 5 seconds. They didn't have a lot of money. A commercial for 5 seconds, and then people went to research the commercial because it was too much to read. That's all they had was money for 5 seconds. I didn't see that, Love Jesus Lee. Yeah, I saw a lot of words too. They have these words there. Like one said alone. right? Because everyone's alone right now. They want all our brothers and sisters to be alone. But we're all coming together, and at least we have this, even though we're all far apart. But we're raising awareness to everything. And we have to be very grateful tonight because, you know, I mean, we're a group. We have 33,000 people, 33,000 plus people, you know, and how much change can we do when we hit 1 million, right? But, you know, we have to be realistic. It's important that we have, you know, people like Peyton Manning and Tony Dungy, Phillip Rivers, Kurt Warner that stood up for this. And it's good to see that. And if you visit nottoday.org, you could they have a 1-minute video talking about it. And there's many other people too. I'm just sharing, you know. And you know, it's going to take just, I always say it only takes one. It only takes one moment. It only takes one thing. So I feel that it's important to focus on nottoday.org because it's shining a light on something that people want to turn away from, turn the other cheek to. We didn't come here to turn the other cheek to children. We're going to see the true character of people in the upcoming days. We need to put our egos aside, and we need to do what's right. We need to do things even if they're not so popular, and practice what you preach. So I hope that we have a better understanding of everything that was positive. Yay! Positive from the past 48 hours and everything that happened during the Super Bowl. But if you're just coming in now, we discussed how holograms were presented to the population, and we saw the hologram of Vince Lombardi. And some of you might not be aware of him. He was a famous coach, and he gave great motivational speeches. And they created this hologram that was on a stage at the Super Bowl. So millions upon millions of people know that holograms are real. So what do they use the holograms for? We're here to ask the questions. Vince Lombardi was pretty cool, you know? And, you know, the presentation was cool, but the underlying revelation is that holograms can be used. And, you know, we learned that a 5-second commercial can get a lot of people talking, and you could be the underdog. That's us, right? We're the underdog. We could be the underdog and still accomplish so much. And we're asking the question. A lot of us have been experiencing ascension symptoms in the last few days. When I'm done with this live stream, or if you're watching on the replay, if you've experienced any ascension symptoms, please leave them in the comments. Sharing ascension symptoms help our brothers and sisters that might not be aware. A lot of people are waking up right now to our authentic reality, which is based off of terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So a lot of people are shifting. A lot of people are experiencing these ascension symptoms, these unexplained symptoms. They come and go. And a lot of times when we go through this energetic period, like we're seeing in the Schumann Resonance, you might have these symptoms. And we all raised awareness to nottoday.org for Not Today serpents. So now this is in the mainstream, and we're very grateful that many famous NFL players and coaches, they are all different colors, classes, and creeds, and they all stand together for what's right. And that's the 144,000. We're the warriors of the rainbow. We could be common everyday life people, and even maybe people that we know in the NFL. And it was good that they all stood forth and shared that. And we'll share that link. And when I appreciate all of you when you share our messages. Tonight, let's share this message to raise awareness of everything that was presented to us in the last 48 hours. So if you share this video, and I'm grateful if you do, share it with the hashtag not today, and that's not with a K, K-N-O-T, not today, with the hashtag save our children, maybe the hashtag our everyday lives, and the hashtag Schumann Resonance. And this is how you become the teacher of the 5D Earth. And it's my honor to do this. And, you know, your attention, the currency of the universe. Focus your attention on the good things. Focus your attention on the shift, because our consciousness, we are broadcasting an electromagnetic signature to the universe that creates our reality. Some people that tuned in because they saw Super Bowl are saying, what is this guy talking about right now? It's okay. If you find the message cool or interesting, I appreciate if you take the journey with us. And if it's a little bit too much to handle right now, I'll see y'all in a year. It's going to be very relevant. So thanks, Yvonne. So yes, share those hashtags. I think we just share the hashtag not today without the org, but visit nottoday.org, and we'll put those in the description. You know, we have been growing also in the past 48 hours, and I'm grateful for those that believed in our message and that are sharing our channel. And since many of you are new to this, new to our channel, if you share with one other person, we're rapidly going to grow. And I'm grateful for this. As I said many times, this will be authentic and this will go through for people. It's my honor to do this. It's my honor to do maybe not the popular things, but do the authentic things. Corinne, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You think it's cool? But, you know, I came to be a pioneer. And, you know, only maybe some people are aware of some of these concepts like the Schumann Resonance. But as we continue to shift, it's going to become very popular. And it's going to be very important. It's important to our physical and mental health and our overall everyday life experience. We're helping our brothers and sisters. And if you're new to the channel, we have many videos, some on our health, some on the universe, many different topics. So I appreciate if you take a look at the channel. And there's many playlists that I put together on many topics. And it's going to help expand consciousness. That's what we're doing. You know, sometimes when we talk about all these topics, how can the Schumann Resonance be related to the Super Bowl? I'm here to do it, right? I'm here to do it, right? So again, it might not be popular, but all these things have connections. And when we connect the dots, we improve the quality of our everyday lives. Nottoday.org is going to improve the quality of our children's lives, and especially the children, the nameless children. Let's keep them in mind as well. There's so much in this world that we're unaware of. And this is the shift to the 5D Earth. We're not going to leave our children behind. Right? So that's what we're going to do. And I appreciate if all of you share. Yes, we have, if you want a 24-hour chat, we have a Telegram, Our Everyday Lives 528. For the 528 hertz frequency, the miracle tone. And that's why I'm here today, Light Warriors. I studied Nikola Tesla, and I learned about the 528 hertz frequency miracle tone. And I felt like sharing that with the world to help improve everyone's life. And, you know, these are all frequencies. What's being put out on the television, it's frequencies. It's programming. That's why they call it a program, because they're programming your subconscious mind. 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. You take in lights and sounds, and 95% of your everyday life experience is dictated by subconscious programs. Almost all of our life, we're not fully conscious of. We're not aware of it. We're taking back control of our power, and we're taking back control of the quality of our everyday lives. And that's what this is all about. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the comments. And I love you all. And I'll keep going. There's no fear in these eyes. You'll see the truth. We're here to stand strong. We're here to keep sharing. We're here to raise awareness and do the right thing. Do the right thing. And not turn away. The false idols will fall. And everyone is going to be together on the 5D earth. Asian 55, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. We're all the same vibration. We all might look different. We might be on different continents. I know we're all on different continents. That's why we're world famous. This is maybe not the biggest channel right now, but we're still world famous because we're on every single continent. Mission accomplished. But we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep expanding because nothing will stop this. Nothing. We're everywhere. And we're the Rainbow Warriors. So it's important that we're seeing mainstream examples. Sometimes when we hear the Hopi prophecy, it might seem a little far out there for people, but that's why it's important that we have these NFL players and coaches standing up for what's right. And we're all doing this together. Remember the words, Light Warriors. When the earth is ravaged and the animals are dying, a new tribe of people will come onto the earth from many colors, classes, creeds, and whom by their actions and deeds will make the earth green again. They will be known as the warriors of the rainbow. You could know one person or you could know 50 million people. Doesn't matter your color, class, or creed. We're all here to shift this reality to the fifth dimension. Nothing will stop this. So I appreciate all of you. If you stumbled across this message, I appreciate if you smash the like button. I appreciate if you subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe. You have to do that. Otherwise, you don't get all the updates. And share with one person. And I can't express how important that is. When everyone shares with one person, that's all it takes. And then it just keeps going. Keeps going. So I appreciate all of you. Let's keep sharing. And let's keep going. And if you stumbled across this message and you think it's pretty cool, if you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we could rapidly grow our 5D community. When you're authentic, you could do it in one take. I appreciate all of you. If you just came in now, I appreciate if you go back and watch the first 20 minutes of this message. There were a lot of important things that were disclosed to the people, consciousness that was expanded to the people. Let's all take a visit to nottoday.org. Let's share the hashtag Not Today, Save Our Children, Our Everyday Lives, and the Schumann Resonance, because our reality is shifting, and we see this energetically, we see this physically with evidence, and we see it with people that are standing up, and they're standing up for our children, and that's important. Everything is shifting right now. Victory of the light. I appreciate all of you. So, all right. I will see you all soon. Erin, Denise, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Julia Cannon, she's good. I appreciate you. Thank you all. Yes, have a wonderful day. And I hope that this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste. You wanted a spiritual warrior. You got it. And so it is. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Michelle, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You guys keep me holding on for triple overtime. I could be with you guys all night. You're the highlight of my day. I mean that very much. But it's important that the event happens, so then everything will be released. People will be back together. We'll all get to meet someday. Family. All right. I'll talk to you all soon. Please share. Use those hashtags. Take care. Peace. Yes, Tina. I'll be bringing the trumpet soon. Victory of the light. God bless you too. I appreciate you.